Welcome to this episode of our program Daily Debate. As usual, we will be addressing an important topic. Tonight we'll be speaking about women empowerment. And as Dr. Maya Mursi has said, women are living in the golden era, or in the golden era. Recently, under the title of Egyptian Women, the Key to Life, a ceremony was held in celebration of the Mother's Day event. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and First Lady Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi attended the ceremony that was also attended by a number of ministers and high-ranking officials. The president honored a number of women who were role model in their fields during the history of Egypt. President Sisi said that now more than ever the Egyptian women is called upon to make a serious and constructive contribution, as she has always done, in the next phase of our new republic, which is witnessing the highest number of national mega projects in our modern history. The president then emphasized women's contribution to the success of the national project to develop the Egyptian family, which aims to raise the quality and standard of living for all Egyptians. The head of state also pledged and promised to do his best to continue the process of supporting and empowering women in the labor market and to strive for legislation and legal reforms. Tonight, we'll be focusing on this particular issue. We'll be speaking about women empowerment in Egypt, the efforts that were made during the past period to empower women. And before I delve into our discussion and before even the top stories, let me here welcome our distinguished guest, Dr. Wegdan Lotfy. First, the daughter of the great Dr. Farkhunda Hassan, one of those who were honored by President Sisi during this very particular day. She is the Director of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation Program, pharmacist and Professor of Pharmacy. And thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, really. It's lovely. It's an honor.
The honor is all ours, and the honor is all really ours to speak about a role model for women like Dr. Farkhunda.
Thank you, thank you.
Before we delve into our discussion, let me take first the top stories of the day. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received on Thursday a delegation from the Italian petroleum company Eni. President Sisi expressed appreciation for the current partnership with Eni and its achievements in Egypt. The president said that Egypt is looking forward to expand cooperation with the Italian company in the fields of oil discoveries and exploration to reach the utmost usage of natural resources during the coming period. On his part, the head of Eni said that Egypt is one of the most important markets all over the world regarding its promising opportunities of the energy sector. The meeting reviewed the activities of the company in the sectors of energy and renewable energy, particularly to the production of green hydrogen in light of Egypt's host to the upcoming COP27 next November. To our next top story of the day, and Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli said he is looking forward to more Norwegian investments in Egypt and to invite new companies to benefit from the versatile investment opportunities in the country. The Prime Minister made these remarks during a meeting with Norwegian Foreign Minister Anniken Huitfeldt and her accompanying delegation, hailing the country's tendency to pump more investments in Egypt and asserting Egypt's serious will to implement mega development projects in the green hydrogen field, paving the way for turning it into a regional energy hub. The Norwegian top diplomat, meanwhile, thanked the government over supporting Norwegian companies working in Egypt, which helped increase the volume of partnership between both sides. She lauded Egypt's efforts for backing the Middle East peace process and the country's preparations for hosting the 27th Climate Change Summit. Earlier, Dr. Madbouli witnessed the signing of an emergency deal between Sovereign Fund of Egypt and Norway's Investment Fund and Norway's Scarek company to cooperate in projects of renewable energy projects, green hydrogen, green infrastructure in a number of African countries. The Minister of Electricity Planning, the Norwegian Foreign Minister, and a Norwegian ambassador to Egypt attended the signing ceremony. Moving on to our third and last top story of the day, and Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry received the Norwegian Foreign Minister earlier. Both top diplomats held talks on several issues of mutual concern and means of continuing consultation during the coming period. Following the talks, the ministers held a joint press conference in Cairo where they asserted the desire of the two countries to enhance relations in various domains. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said the meeting comes within the framework of significant cooperation between Egypt and Norway. Before we start with our discussion, let's first have this quick report and the Dr. Farkhanda Hassan biography. Let's watch.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi honored the best Egyptian female role models in various fields by awarding them with certificates of appreciations for their national and international accomplishments. One of those role models who was honored was Dr. Farkhanda Hassan. Prominent Egyptian women's advocate Dr. Farkhanda Hassan passed away at the age of 90, announced Egypt's National Council for Women in a statement on Friday. Hassan, whose career was centered around women's causes across a range of sectors, previously served on the Gender Advisory Board of the United Nations Commission on Science and Technology for Development and was formerly the Secretary General of the National Council for Women. Born in 1930, Hassan graduated from Cairo University's Faculty of Science in 1952 before pursuing postgraduate studies at Pittsburgh University and receiving her PhD in geology. Hassan was also a geology professor at the American University in Cairo and was formerly the chair of the Commission on Human Development and Local Administration of Egypt's former Shura Council. Hassan's efforts to promote women's causes across various sectors such as science and technology, public service, education, and social work were among the main reasons why she was named among 23 Egyptian women who made history. In its statement, the National Council for Women said that Egypt had lost a unique female figure for Egyptian women, who will remain alive in our hearts as she influenced public and political life with her efforts and knowledge and was an inspiration to everyone around her. Hassan took on the issues of Egyptian women and worked hard through reservedness and craftsmanship to remove obstacles and challenges faced by Egyptian women.
Right, welcome back, and let me again welcome our distinguished guest, Dr. Wegdan Lotfy, who is the Director of the Foreign Relations and International Cooperation Program, pharmacist and Professor of Pharmacy, and at the same time, the daughter of Dr. Farkhanda Hassan. Again, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have a daughter of some role model for women. Mm-hmm. And it's my pleasure to have you being honored by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi lately as, of course, your mother,
yes,
as one of those great women or role model in her field. Mm-hmm. Please let me know more about your mother, particularly in her career and how she saw women's status and how she worked on that.
Look, I'll tell you as a role model, as a mother for me, you mean, for example? Can I? Because she was, since like 50 years ago, 6 years ago, when she had just finished her master's, her strength and her character started showing, and she got a scholarship for her PhD, and it was in the States, and it was during the time 1966, and we all traveled there, and she traveled alone with me and my brother till my father caught up with her in the States, in Pittsburgh, and she got her PhD from Pittsburgh University with her professor. His name was Cohen. Obviously, he was Jewish, and it was during the '67 war.
Wow.
And she used to work so hard, and she was the first Egyptian woman to ever study the moon rocks that came with Neil Armstrong in the Apollo mission. So, as a mother, I felt since I was like 6, 7 years old that she was special. Yeah, she was special, and she always really she totally respected any working person, any woman working in any field. If you work, then this is, you're earning your own money, you have your own freedom, you have your own opinion, no matter what field you're in. So work for her was something very, very important. And she had my father to support her. I have to admit, he was a professor too. And he was her professor, by the way. And he was totally encouraging her all the time.
So let me tell you more about your mother.
About my mother?
Your mother was a role model for women.
Women.
Who started to have a career, a bright career, educating outside Egypt, working in technology, science and technology, which was something very new for women. And when she came to Egypt, she continued even more.
Yeah.
And moreover, when she reached a shift in career when she was the head of the National Council for Women.
Okay.
And that was a total shift because she did not only work for her career, but also for the career of all women at large.
Okay, okay.
So let me know that shift and how she really contributed to this issue, how she felt while trying to emphasize that the status of women should be more into life, that women in the social life, in the political life, in the economic life should also be empowered in the right way. Tell me about this.
Okay, okay. Can I start with her entering politics first and then going to the NCW?
Please
because in the 1973 war with the late Johanna Sadat, she worked with her in our Red Cross, I think it's called the Red Crescent here in Egypt.
The Red Crescent.
Yes, and that was during the war, and she started changing from a university professor to a more serving the community and feeling more political issues that are important to us here in Egypt.
From academic side to the political one.
Exactly. And then she became a member of parliament, President Anwar Sadat placed her in the parliament, and she stayed in the parliament and the Shura Council for 35 years, giving she had lots to do with many regulations and laws that were issued in the parliament. One of them was the environmental law and other laws. After that, the National Council for Women originated, and it was Dr. Mervat Talawi stayed, I think, for a year or so.
Another role model?
Yes, she is. And then my mother stayed for 10 whole years, solving all the issues we had in Egypt for women empowerment. And I think women today are what they are today because of what the National Council for Women did during that time. And they,
indeed, that was a preparation for the status over years.
Yes, yes, and they were asking for everything at that time, all the time. They've been asking for more women to be represented in the parliament, Egyptian parliament, more women ministers, more women judges, and in police force and everything. This was totally new for Egypt at that time.
More legislations that put her on the right track and give her her rights, for instance.
Yeah, for example, one of the things I remember is that before the National Council of Women, any Egyptian man who had a child, and the wife is a foreigner, he can, of course, give his child his Egyptian nationality, but never for the mother. If the mother is Egyptian, married to a foreigner, her kids cannot be Egyptian. This was totally changed by law because of the NCW.
Yes. Since you brought the issue of women today,
yeah,
and all the efforts that were done during the past period, but today,
Yes.
Today we reap the fruits
Oh, yes, we are.
of the days,
Yes.
of the past, let me say, decades.
Yes, yes, that's true.
How do you describe women today?
Well, frankly, His Excellency, the President Sisi, is opening the doors for us to prove ourselves. And this is something, you know, he's totally encouraging us to work, and he knows we can excel. He believes in us. That is why I think all the women now are I think most of the faculties of medicine and oral medicine and pharmacy, we have lots of women in them, lots of females.
In this
In
sector?
these, yes, in these, and yes, of course, yeah, and lots of deans that are women, and the parliament. I'm very proud of the parliament and the ministers we have that are women, and they are proving themselves. They're really strong, and this is because really the president encouraged us.
Well, the president said that he is very much supporting
Yes.
women.
And we feel it.
But that is because he felt how women can contribute to the very particular sustainable development of the country,
Yes.
which is the vision of Sustainable Development 2030. So, in fact, empowering women was part of this
Yes.
vision.
Yeah.
If I may ask you, empowering women from different angles. We're speaking here about empowering women politically, economically, in education, in health, in living a good standard of life. How far do you think that the state has been carrying out with such
No, I think
efforts in order to...
No, it's a huge effort. It's a big jump. But during the honorary assembly that His Excellency President Sisi did for us, he stressed on the point that men should support women, the husbands should support women, and that we concentrate on educating our children and also morals and ethics and values. The fact that he is supporting us is something, but also the woman, the working woman, should have support from her home, from the husband, from the kids, not just the president. And but empowering, I think they're quite empowered. The women now, I don't. Maybe some are not so lucky, but I think it's a few more years and.
We'll speak about numbers and all these issues and initiatives. But let me, before we continue on with our discussion, let me take our second report and Egypt's efforts to empower women. Let's watch.
Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and First Lady Intisar al-Sisi attended a celebration of the advent of Mother's Day under the title Egyptian Women, the key to life, during which the head of state honored a number of women who are role models in all fields, bestowing them with honorary certificates. President al-Sisi emphasized women's contributions to the success of the national project to develop the Egyptian family, which aims to raise the quality and standard of living for all Egyptians and pledged to continue supporting and empowering Egyptian women in the labor market and to strive for legislative and legal reforms. The Cabinet Media Center has issued a report saying that Egyptian women have attained unprecedented gains in the new republic, as the Egyptian state has been keen to launch strategies, initiatives, and programs to empower women economically, politically, and socially, and involve them as active and pioneering contributors to the development process. The report also pointed out the rise in female, which is expected to reach 50% by 2030, compared to 2014's 44%, adding that their representation in parliament is also expected to increase to 35% by 2030, up from 2022's 27%. It added that female representation in the judicial authority increased to 3,115 judges in 2022, up from 2014's 2,130, and that their representation in the Senate also increased to 13.7% in the year 2022. Furthermore, the report pointed out that women's share in micro, small, and medium enterprises increased to 45%, representing 698.4 projects of the total number of projects funded by the Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Development Agency at a total cost of 11.1 billion Egyptian pounds, creating over 837,000 job opportunities in 7 years. Female school dropouts also decreased to 2% in the 2020-2021 academic year compared to 2014-2015's 4%, a matter that has led to a decline in the rate of illiteracy among women. Concerning the health sector, the report said that over 32 million women were examined as part of a presidential initiative to support women's health.
Right, welcome back, and back to you, Dr. Wegdan. And I guess you attended this ceremony the president held to honor women who play a role model in the or who played role model in the Egyptian history.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your reading to the president's statements that were said at that day.
Obviously, total encouragement to women empowerment, and he stressed on men's support to this, and that giving a chance to the woman to prove herself and to have a job and be productive in her society does not threaten any, because for Egyptian men it's something not, it's a bit new. So long ago the woman used to be at home, and men would be the one that would be working and earning the money. Now it's changed, but at the same time, of course, there should be values for the kids and values at home, and total respect at home between the parents and their kids. And he stressed on that, and I really like that, because I teach university students, and frankly, when we had the COVID and this pandemic, something happened, I don't know what. We have to stress again on morals and ethics and values. And I was so happy when I heard His Excellency mentioning that he was telling the mother, because we were all women in the SM, of course there were men, but mainly women, and he was talking to us as mothers, concentrate on the kids and how to not just educate them the best education now, give them values and ethics. And I like that very much, really.
Is it, let me take it from here, from a non-political side. How do you view the culture of empowering women? Now, of course, politically, on the political side, and from the Egyptian, or the efforts made by the leadership and the government is all in favor of women. We're speaking about very particular presidential initiatives, Takaful and Karama, around 74% total beneficiaries of women from Takaful and Karama are women. We're speaking about 6 million female beneficiaries of the pension insurance system. We have the initiative of Decent Life, in which is putting the women at its center stage importance. We have health initiatives for
women,
for women, taking care of course this
breast cancer and things like that.
Yes,
the Bahia Foundation, yes.
And all this. But we also have the culture. The culture of our society. And I guess that this is what the president meant when he spoke about raising the morals, the principles, the values among the family, to know their equal responsibilities towards the society. How do you view this? I mean, here, as women, as we are speaking, how do you view the society, the culture in Egypt? What do we need to emphasize during the upcoming periods, particularly in our society?
It's the home. The upbringing really starts from the home. By the way, mutual respect between married couples and encouragement of having a job. My father was encouraging my mother since she was a student at the university. And in his culture, he's a pure Egyptian from Hilmiya, and my mother was from Abbasiyya. And they were always respectable together, and they respect each other, and they respect each other's work. So our culture, our real culture, encourages respect and ethics and values. But somehow, maybe it's the media, it gives the young generation, it gives them a bad influence, negative impact.
The media?
Not you, not you. No, I mean maybe the film, this whatever. Some of them, you know, and the young generation, they easily copy without really thinking how it can be. And he did mention, by the way, that some movies or whatever can have a negative impact on the society. So even if you compare, between our old cinema and our new cinema, or our old movies and new movies, the difference between the dialogues in the movies is fantastic. It's fantastic. This is it. Now when you watch the old movies, wow, this is total respect between the family members and the way the kids talk to their parents. حضرتك يعني unlike what happens sometimes. So this he addressed that, by the way.
Yes.
I remember now. Yeah.
If we get back to promoting women empowerment, and we really want to emphasize, how do we promote empowering women at this upcoming stage from from different angles? And now I'm speaking about culture, the acceptance of women empowerment in the culture itself.
I know. It takes, I think, some work from social workers a bit also. And from the television can start encouraging women to do like micro investments, and women have started doing their own really business and earning their own money would make them strong. Because I used to attend places where I won't say, it's an NGO for very, very poor people. And once it's a small village, and they never agreed that women work and earn their living. But then slowly, they started giving women simple jobs and very nice jobs, and they started earning their own money, the little girls, 17, 18. And then the girls started feeling that they have an opinion at home because they are the bread makers also a bit. And this is the way you can empower women. You can help them. But the ones that finish university are really empowered, by the way. We're doing well at university level, academic level, and in jobs, and teachers. Oh my God, lots of teachers that are excellent. It's maybe the ones that are a certain standard of our population, maybe. They can be empowered by micro investments, like I think from the social fund, they do things like that.
As part of the Decent Life initiative, part of it is exactly raising awareness of how to start, or for startups and
yes,
and entrepreneurship, and how to help even people to understand what to do and how to do that. And part of this initiative is lecturing people, particularly women who are households in this, of what they can do in order to sustain their families. If I may ask you here about enabling women to education. enabling women to education, and how far is, because we're not just speaking about enabling women to education, but also opportunities, decent work, equal payments, and all this. How far do you think that this is part of our vision, and why is that, or has that become inevitable for for the women contribution to their society and to the sustainable development of their country?
Okay, look, first of all, we're talking here village people, for example, or if we can keep girls till the 12th grade in the villages. Once 12th grade, she can get a decent job after that, and she will be well educated, you know, after Sanawiyya Amma. She's well, so trying to keep village girls till 12th grade is very good, because in very poor villages, they let them leave at 6th grade, 7th grade. But then I have seen girls from from governorates from Upper Egypt. No, they are doing a great job. They come and live alone in the dorms. Their family trusts them enough, and they go to universities here in Cairo or whatever, and they go back to their village and they do a great job. And they even used to tell me, because there was once this scholarship program, and they used to go back and they used to tell me that in their own village they have become so important because they are in the university. Now, once the girl graduates from university, our problem as women is when you start having family and kids. Family and kids slows down the process of academic progress, of course, because priority goes to family. And this is something, by the way, my mother always encouraged. Stay at home, take care of your kids till they start going to school, and then you can pursue your dream after that. And this I believe in totally. But after that, that slows down the woman a bit. But then we catch up with the men. Yeah.
Now today we're speaking about women in because we have to speak about all the segment of the society, not just the rural areas or the villages or upper Egypt
Yes.
but also we're speaking from different angles, even in villages, even in urban areas. We're speaking about women taking position. We're speaking about women ministers. We're speaking about women member of parliaments, shura, and definitely the parliament. We're speaking about women being governors. We're speaking about women judges, and then the state council. We're speaking about women as prosecution general. We're speaking about women acquiring high positions in the state. How do you view that? How do you think the world see women in Egypt at this very particular stage of Egypt's life?
The world, globally? Some of them, I used to. I used to go with, I had like conferences and everything, and people would tell me, oh, you're from Egypt, you ride camels.
You know, so I was told that.
Yes,
also.
And then I said, come on, we've been driving cars for over 100, like around 80, 90 years.
In the Nile still, and on all these.
So, and then they would say, I mean, look, I can tell you that every woman that travels abroad, Egyptian woman, is an ambassador to us. And there's great progress, and I'm sure the world sees that progress. Yes, yes. Because, by the way, this, I mean, my mother used to go to the United Nations Assembly and used to attend the parliament things, and she used to meet with Indira Gandhi long ago, and Imelda Marcos, and Hillary Clinton, and so all these, they knew that Egyptian women are existing and are strong and are getting stronger, and I think The world will definitely. And by the way, we have some Egyptian women who are proving themselves everywhere in England and the States and in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
e-
proof. It's
there
proof.
are
Total
even
proof.
scientists, Egyptian women scientists all over the world, and in all sectors, in all segments
Yes,
of
and
life.
deans of faculties,
in
yes.
all the walk of life.
Yeah.
Indeed. What, from your point of view, have been the major issues, women issues that have been addressed so far, and what do we need to focus at this upcoming stage?
Look, I think what the National Council of Women for Women is doing now with Dr. Maya Morsi,
yes.
They have so many issues for women empowerment, and I think they're concentrating on these investments.
Macro and micro.
Yes,
and,
yes, and in fact they do they help them, and they do fantastic things, by the way, and they have these exhibitions where they exhibit their work. But other than that, I think politically we're doing well. Maybe we want more women in parliament, maybe more women ministers. That would be great. Yeah. That would be my hopes.
What's, in half a minute, because this is all I
Okay.
have, what's your aspiration for women, beside being ministers, for women at large?
Now, I want the women of Egypt to believe in themselves, because we were queens 7,000 years ago. So don't let anyone put you down, and believe in yourself. Even if around you they don't believe in you, you believe in yourself, and prove to them that they are wrong. Don't let this negative culture that is not, by the way, Egyptian. I don't know. It's Egyptian men or Egyptian families do practice it, but it is really not in our Egyptian heritage, because we've had, you know, kings and queens long ago. Yeah. So I would encourage any girl to really think strongly of herself. And by the way, I always tell my students that. Yes, because they're all, you know, doctors or whatever, doctors of the future,
yes.
but they just open the door for them and they start excelling. And this is what the president's doing for us, and what the girls are doing for themselves.
Be doing for ourselves.
Yes, in the houses,
Indeed.
houses. Yeah.
Dr. Wegdan Lotfy, Director of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation Program. Thank you so much for being with us. It was a real pleasure and honor to have you and speak about the great Dr. Farkhanda Hassan.
Thank you so much,
May her soul rest in peace. And
thanks, Yarab. Thank you.
Thank you, and happy Ramadan.
Yeah, same to you.
Yes, for you and for our audience here. I guess that takes us to the end of this episode. Many thanks for watching, and happy Ramadan for everyone.